Hey yo, what's good everybody? It's your boy Matthew Maley for MatthewMaley.com. We are back on the couch and it is time for another weekly movie review. So this week I checked out a movie that I didn't really like the first one, to be quite honest. I thought it was pretty corny, but as I've mentioned many times before, I am a sucker for sequels. If I've seen the first one, I am almost undoubtedly going to see the second one, or third, or fourth, or fifth, or whatever. Very few exceptions. I have to either really not like the movie or the style of the movie. Like, I saw one of the Halloweens, but I have no desire to see the other ones. I saw the One Ring. I'm not trying to see the next one. You know, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not. There's certain ones that, mostly scary movies, I'm not going to see the sequels to. But if it's a movie that I would even say was okay, I'm probably going to watch the next one. And the first one I would say was definitely just okay. So, we're watching the second one. And that would be The Expendables Part 2. Again, starring pretty much everybody who's ever done an action movie, with the exception of Steven Seagal. From Sylvester, pretty much everybody that was in the original one is back. From Sylvester Stallone, Jet Li, Jason Statham, Dolph Lundgren, Terry Crews, Bruce Willis, and Arnold Schwarzenegger are also in it again, except in the first one they only had like little cameos. They actually have pretty extended roles in this, as well as Randy Couture. New this time is Liam Neeson, who is Thor's brother, and nowhere near as cool as Thor, I'm just saying. As well as Chuck Norris. Yes, Chuck Norris is in this. And finally, Jean-Claude Van Damme, who plays the main villain. Now, they're all back with their corny names like Toll Road and Hail Caesar and what's the other one? Gunnar Jensen, Yin Yang, Lee Christmas. Barney Ross is the most normal of the names, which is Sylvester Stallone's name, and he actually uses that as an homage to an old soldier from World War II, if I'm not mistaken, by the same name. Chuck Norris is Booker. Bruce Willis is Church, Arnold's Trench. I mean, just silly stuff. But one thing that I gotta say is they took a lot of the things I didn't like about Expendables 1 and got rid of them. One specifically, Jet Li. Don't get used to seeing him. He's in one scene, maybe three. One like 15 minutes of the movie and then you never see him again. Never explained, but that's just what it is. Well, I guess it's kind of explained on movies, but whatever. But they took a lot of the hamminess and upped it, which is what I think they needed to do. Because the first one, it seriously seemed as though they were trying to be serious. They were trying to actually make you believe that this was a real movie. Whereas with this one, it's like they took everything and just cranked it up. They cranked up the corny one-liners. They cranked up the blood. They cranked up the violence. They cranked up the most ridiculous action sequences you've ever seen. And it worked, honestly. Like, I mean, there are a few action scenes as awesome as Bruce Willis and Arnold Schwarzenegger in a smart car driving through an airport murdering incessant numbers of people with Chuck Norris providing their backup. Like, stuff like that where it's just so out there and over the top that you could never really believe that this is actually going on. That's what I think this movie should have been the first time around. So I will give them props. They definitely took some of the things that I thought hampered the original one and made it a lot better. And when you don't take yourself so seriously, everything comes across more, not believably, but almost where you actually want to watch it. As opposed to when you take something so seriously, especially for something that is not a serious topic, it's pretty just, you know? I think that's kind of what hampered the Fast and Furious franchise, though a lot of things have, is they tried to make it too much rather than just a fun, lighthearted, you know, whatever. And I liked some of those movies. I really liked the last one, Fast Five. I thought it was really well done. But they tried to make it more than it is. Just race cars, you know? In this, just kill a bunch of people. say corny stuff. Like, one of my favorite moments was when Arnold says to Bruce Willis, "I'll be back." And Bruce says, "No, you've been back enough." And like says he's going to go do it. And then Arnold goes, "Yippee-ki-yay, mother," you know. Bruce Willis's always known phrase. So stuff like that I really thought made the movie a lot better. It was still corny. It was still not a well done movie. I mean, the action was ridiculous. The level, the number of bullets that people are shooting without reloading is ridiculous. A lot of the stuff is ridiculous, but you expect it's going to be ridiculous. So for that reason, I'm actually giving it 3.5 stars. I know, that's kind of crazy for a not that great movie, but I'm giving it 3.5 stars. Definitely not an amazing movie. Definitely not, anything more than just action. If you're expecting more than action, do not watch this movie. If you didn't like the first one, really no reason to see this. Though it is a little bit better, I don't think it would be good enough to where you would like it. But if you were kind of like I was, where the first one was like a 2-star movie, maybe 2.5-star movie, I would recommend checking this one out, because I do think that they made a better movie, and I think you'll like it more. Plus, they took out a bunch of the other BS, like in the first one, there's a scene where Jason Statham ends up beating up like 5 guys on a basketball court. It was pointless. Took that out. And really kept a very standard formula for action flicks. Get the group together. Somebody gets killed, this time in a very awesome way of death. I got to give Jean-Claude Van Damme props for this. He roundhouse kicks a huge blade, the knife's like this big, into this dude's heart. It's pretty cool. Like, if I was a bad guy, I would have my henchman hold a knife up to the guy's heart and then spinning kick, roundhouse kick it into his chest. That was pretty awesome. But even like the whole breakdown of the story, it was pretty basic. Bruce Willis's character, Church, sends them on this mission. On this mission, they end up running into problems, specifically Jean-Claude Van Damme. They then spend the rest of the time trying to avenge their fallen soldier and kill Jean-Claude Van Damme. Cool. That's about it. It goes from multiple different sceneries of in small villages to down in a cave to in an airport. And they gave Jean-Claude Van Damme a little bit of a story. He's trying to find this plutonium that's been buried to create, devastation. But that was about it. That's all we needed. And that was the movie. The rest of it was trying to kill him. So I thought they did a good job of not putting more than they needed to in it. And at the end of the day, I did think it was a better movie. So there you have it. MatthewMailey.com review of The Expendables 2 for this episode of Weekly Movie Review with yours truly. So I hope everybody out there has a great weekend. Hope everybody's December is going well. You're getting ready for Christmas and all that. And I know I'm not. I'm not ready at all. But hopefully you guys are. So let me know what you guys think of The Expendables 2. How do you think it compares with the first one? Which one do you like more? For what reasons? Drop it in the comments. Let me know. Always love to hear from everybody. So hit me up on that. As always, you can check out the rest of my videos on MatthewMailey.com. You can also check me out directly up on YouTube. Just search for Matthew Mailey Poker or MatthewMailey.com on YouTube. Either one. You can also check me out on Facebook. Again, search for Matthew Mailey Poker. Check me out on Twitter at Matthew Mailey. And check me out on Instagram at Matthew Mailey Poker. So until the next video, I am signing off. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Stay safe and have fun. Peace out, y'all.